Might send a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, but he's way upside down, and I just need to recover my money out of this thing. 6 years has been long enough to sit on it and not collect on his bill. So there you go, ready to rock and roll.
Ready to roll. Somebody is going to be a very happy camper when they get this engine in their car, and it is one of the baddest drag and drive small block Fords there are. Aside from mine, obviously.
I don't know very many small block Ford drag and drive guys anyways.
Yeah, if you have a small block Ford setup car and you want to put this in there and go do drag and drive, you'll more than likely have the quickest and fastest small block Ford powered vehicle there, if I had to guess. In fact, I'm almost sure. All right, guys, quick amendment to what we literally just filmed. It is God works in mysterious ways, okay? So literally right after we filmed this whole section on the small block Ford, the guy happens to hit us up after 6 years and is saying, well, just give me a little bit more time, and then he still wants to buy it. But it has been 6 years, so I'm not going to hold my breath. But we are going to give him a little bit more time if he does still want to purchase this engine before we list it up for sale on the website. So keep your guys' eyes peeled. We may still end up listing this on the website for the $40,000, like I said. Yeah, I just figured I need to throw that in there because it's not technically for sale right now, but give it a little bit of time, it may be. This could be the next Billy Bad Boy drag and drive small block Ford, baddest in the world potentially. So keep your eyes peeled. All right, guys, we are back in the teardown area with our 7.3 Godzilla. You can see that we've got our block here. This one is a completely OEM out of an F-250 factory block with the saw cuts. Now, if you guys remember, we had previously talked about getting a Ford Racing block, which the only difference between the Ford Racing block and this block is a Ford Racing block does not have the saw cut right here, which is relatively critical in something that we're going to be pushing big power with. For this particular application, for our entry-level stage, we're going to call it, I'm yet to decide on a name for this. Let me know in the comments what do you guys think we should name our entry-level stage for the Godzilla platform. I'm entertaining all ideas right now. So for this particular stage at like around 800 horsepower, we're just going to leave this. So I have consulted actually with our guy Brian Wolf. Shout out to Brian, been super helpful with me on this whole deal. He says that nobody has really successfully welded these saw cuts shut, and it makes sense because they are so deep, and it is really difficult to find the correct filler rod material to actually, I mean, you'd have to machine this thing out and then deck it, and then even then, like, they're two unlike materials. Brian had actually said that Chris Razor, who, if you're familiar and you're in the welding industry, you know that Chris Razor is one of the baddest welders to ever lay rod. Pause. So, and Chris Razor said that he couldn't do it. So if Chris Razor can't do it, guarantee we can't do it. So we're going to leave this as it is for our entry-level stage, at least for this engine. Now, in the future, more than likely what we're going to do is we're just going to buy the Ford Racing block that doesn't have the saw cuts. It's just easier that way. So the Ford Racing version of this block without the saw cuts is $1,800. There's a couple different places that are selling them. Summit's got them for $1,649. Looks like, yeah, $1,700 So for a Ford Racing block, something that we don't have to really work on and do all this bullcrap welding work, which doesn't end up working anyways, I think it's well worth the money just to start with the Ford Racing block. So that's kind of what the plan is, but for this engine, it will be fine. Moving on to some more parts that we got in. Unfortunately for this week, I was not able to get all of the parts in that I needed in order to do a video, really hardly at all, which is why we're releasing this video on Friday instead of Wednesday. We've got our camshaft here that came in, valve spring and retainer, lifters, obviously. Now this is a Molnar power adder connecting rod. This is Molnar's own design rod specifically for the Godzilla. So it's the correct pin end on both ends, so this will go right onto a stock Godzilla crankshaft. You can see the length is right on it. It is a stock Godzilla length. Shout out to the guys over there at Molnar. They make great products. We've been using Molnar stuff here for, I don't know, longer than I've been around here, so forever, basically. Other things, we've got our Cometic MLS head gasket right here. We can put that on the block and kind of see what it looks like. This is right side. This side. Just kidding. It's your standard MLS Cometic gasket. It's not really anything special, I'm not gonna lie to you. But it is better than what we had from the factory, which is this guy right here. So here's our factory head gasket versus our Cometic MLS gasket. You can see that there is some differences, but nothing crazy. Like I said, guys, don't overcomplicate it. It is just an MLS gasket at the end of the day. But It's Cometic, and we know that these gaskets are good. We run these on LSs all the time, upwards of even 1500 horsepower, which this engine will not see. Important note on our spring retainer and keeper combo, this is a triple groove lock that is on this, which can be actually problematic for how much spring pressure we can run, because this acts actually as a rotator. Let me show you here. I'm actually even going to use the retainer that we're going to use. So I'm going to pull on this. So if you take a normal valve, I don't have one ready, so I can't show you, but just take my word for it. If you take a normal valve and you do this with it and you pull on it really hard, you won't be able to turn it. But this, we can turn it like this, super easy. Which in a light spring pressure application is really not a big deal, but for something that we want to put a bunch of spring pressure on and we want to run really high RPM, that is going to be an issue. But for this particular